Here is my new shop space for finishing and photography. As you can see, it's got a vinyl floor, drop ceiling, none of the lights work. There's a light plugged in back here and an outlet, but I do have several outlets along this wall, so that will help. And we'll swing around. I think I'm going to put the photography background against that wall, and it is a walkout basement, so I have a nice double window down at that end. And this is the way it was left. So it's filthy. Got to get the lights working, and don't really think the walls need to be painted. I don't know. So there it is, guys. I think we're going to put some shelving in here, just some freestanding bookshelves for storage, and we should have a nice space. So I'll bring you back once we get the lights installed. Well, I told you I'd bring you back when I got the lights in, so here we go. The great reveal. There we go. And yes, I know the lights are not even, but unfortunately there's some plumbing right above this ceiling that stopped me from putting the lights where I wanted them. So this is the best I could do. But here you go, guys. Now we're into cleaning the floors, and we can start setting up tables and shelves. See you in a little bit. Well, guys, it's done, or at least as done as it's going to be for a little while. I want to show you what I did and how I did this on virtually no budget, using things that I had laying around the house and some things that were left by the guy that moved out. So let's do a quick tour. So here's the doorway from the unfinished part of the basement into this finished room. As we come in to the left, I've got my windows and the big stainless steel table. Picked that up off of Facebook Marketplace. I think I paid $100 for it. I've had it sitting here for 4 or 5 years. It's on casters, so I can roll it out when I want to spray, and I can get to all sides. That's my finishing table. It's going to be great for pouring epoxy, and it gives me a nice view of the backyard. And then we'll swing around here to the right, and here's some shelving units. This was all stuff that was left here. Old wooden bookshelf on the bottom that I've had forever. My dad actually made that when he was in the 6th grade. So you can see that down there with epoxy stuff on it, and then above all my epoxy molds. Now, little trick, I buy my epoxy molds off of Amazon, and these are actually baking molds. And the nice thing about these is they're much thicker than regular epoxy molds, and they're super cheap. I got a couple up here I want to show you. I bought this one off of Let's Resin, and it's not nearly as thick. Don't know how well it's going to hold up, but we're going to give it a try. This is sleeping dogs and cats, so we'll play with that. And then moving over, you can see my stir sticks and my rack for my paint gun and all my finishes down below. I did not realize how much stuff, paints and stains that I had. Crazy. But I buy this stuff at Home Depot and Lowe's off their clearance shelves. Their Oops paint. I buy gallons of paint for $10 and quarts for $2 to $3, and stains the same way. And then moving over, here's a file cabinet. I picked this thing up for $30 off of Facebook Marketplace. Really nice file cabinet. It's got a lid here for the top, comes down, and all the drawers slide open with tons of room. You can see I don't have a lot in it. Just all sorts of supplies. Next one has epoxy supplies, and the bottom one is empty. The other nice thing, let's see if I can get it open here, is it's got this shelf that comes out that I can use for dinking around if I need a little extra table space. Now the goal here is to hang a piece of plastic across the ceiling up here. You can see my lights to seal this side off, and we're going to get the windows open. Some moron foamed them shut so that we can put an exhaust fan in, and I'll be able to pull air through from the exterior door that's out in the unfinished section. I can open, you can see it there, and be able to pull air through and exhaust it out the windows to give me a little bit of nice environment in here. And then moving on down the wall, my photography background and my lights, do my product photography. It's a little bit tight, but as you can see, these stands that I have sit about 18 inches out from the wall, and I think I'm going to end up making a bracket to attach it to the block wall to get this background back, and that'll allow that table to move back about 18 inches, which will give me a little more room, although it is doable the way it is. I've got a storage closet down here on the end that I really haven't done anything with. I don't need it for anything. The computer and the laser sitting here on a simple folding table that I had. A couple office chairs that were left by the guy that moved out, and trash can and a TV that's going to get mounted on the wall somewhere, probably right above where it's sitting, so that we can have a little entertainment down here. And then I've got a dresser here that is absolutely empty. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm sure I'll fill it up. And of course, this stainless steel table has a shelf underneath. You can see got a little bit of stuff down there. So let me walk down here to the end and swing around. And there you can see the room. This room is only 10 foot wide, so it's a little cramped, a little narrow, but it's fairly long. So just want to show you guys, you don't have to spend a lot of money to make a little workshop. And this is just an expansion of what I've got in the garage. This is going to end up being a dust-free area for pouring epoxy, for doing finishes. And it allows me to keep working in the shop while I've got wet finish, which is one of the things that has really bugged me since I started woodworking. So there it is. Leave some comments down below. Tell me what you think. Hope it gave you some ideas on how you can convert a space on just a few dollars into a usable place. You notice I didn't paint the walls. I didn't do anything with the floor. I did change the lights, but only because I had these lights. They came off of a job. They were extras and could not be returned. And I was told either throw them in the trash or take them home. And so here they are. You know, a little trick. If you see construction sites, stop in, talk to the superintendent, see if he's got anything he's throwing away that might be usable. There's a ton of really good stuff that gets demoed out, or extra stuff that can't be returned that ends up in a dumpster. If you just ask, you never know what you can get. I gave away so much stuff when I was doing commercial construction. Not really a good idea in the residential side, but in the commercial, you know, stuff gets, once it's ordered and delivered, if it's not used, it gets thrown away because it's just too expensive to return it. Well, guys, here's my new shop truck that I was talking about. This is a 1997 Ford F350 XLT with a 7.3 liter diesel engine in it. Considered by many to be the best diesel that Ford ever put in a truck, because it's not a Ford, it's actually an International Harvester engine. Ford ended up ruining it in 2000, and they became junk, and a few years later, they canceled this engine. But I got the good one. This thing has 264,000 miles on it, and surprisingly, it is in excellent condition. It's got a couple dents and dings on it, but the paint is in pretty good shape. I'm going to buff it up and see what we do. There you can see one of the little holes, but those are fiberglass fenders, and that's pretty simple to fix with a little fiberglass Bondo. We'll get those taken care of, get some touch-up paint and put on it, and a few little scratches there in the back. This truck, I think, has been sitting for a few years. The guy I bought it from said he hadn't been driving it. And look at this interior. Not a tear anywhere. There's a couple holes from what looks like somebody smoking in it, but it doesn't smell. It's relatively clean. The carpets are in excellent shape. And surprisingly, everything works. The electric windows work, the electric locks, the air conditioner, all the gauges. It's in pretty good shape. I was shocked. I really didn't expect to find a truck like this. This thing just fell in my lap. It's a friend of a friend who just happened to know the guy he was looking to sell it, hadn't really advertised it, and I bought it for a really, really good price. The only thing it really needs is rear tires. Unfortunately, it's a dually, so there's 4 of them. So we'll be going this coming week and getting 4 new tires on the back. And then she'll be ready to do some work. This is going to be my wood hauling truck, my going to show truck, my pulling my trailer truck. You've seen the van that I've got. That thing is going to get sold. So if anybody's looking for a good van, 2018 Transit 350 with a tow package and the V6 turbo engine with 70,000 miles on it, in great shape. Hit me up in the comments. It's for sale. So here it is, guys. My new shop truck. It even came with the toolbox on the back, and I don't know what else to say. Brand new spare tire on the front, which is actually on it. And then this one is the one that needs to go on it with the matching rim. It's going to get put back on here shortly also. Also thinking about doing a spray-on bed liner back here. But we'll see. You may see a video on that. Anyway, have a great week. Like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Leave me a comment. See you next time.